Have you ever wondered how to build unshakable mental toughness in the face of life's challenges? Imagine having the strength to remain calm, focused, and resilient, no matter what obstacles come your way. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, dedicated his life to teaching exactly that, how to cultivate an inner fortress of mental toughness. Today, we're diving into 6 powerful lessons from Seneca that will help you master your mind and become mentally stronger. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, left us with a wealth of wisdom on how to develop mental toughness. His writings resonate even today, in a world that is constantly testing our resilience. We all face challenges, whether they are personal, professional, or even existential. In moments of doubt, stress, or hardship, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and uncertain about how to maintain inner strength. But what if we had a roadmap to help guide us through these moments? What if we could learn to face adversity not with fear, but with composure and clarity? This is where Seneca's teachings on mental toughness come into play. His lessons are not just abstract philosophies. They are practical tools designed to help us navigate life with strength and wisdom. Today we will explore 6 powerful lessons from Seneca that teach us how to master our mental state, to stand firm when life feels overwhelming, and to cultivate an enduring mental resilience. These lessons are as applicable now as they were in ancient Rome, and by understanding and applying them, you can begin to transform your mental landscape. The first and perhaps most foundational of Seneca's teachings on mental toughness is the concept of accepting what you cannot control. In his famous work, Letters to Lucilius, Seneca emphasizes that much of human suffering comes not from the events themselves, but from our attachment to outcomes that lie beyond our influence. He writes, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This statement highlights a crucial point. Our desires and expectations often trap us in a cycle of dissatisfaction. We crave certain outcomes, whether it's success, approval, or security, but we forget that much of life is unpredictable. We cannot control everything, no matter how much we wish we could. Imagine a storm rolling in. You can't control the weather, but you can choose how to respond. You can prepare, you can take shelter, and you can adjust your plans. This principle applies to all areas of life. When we accept what is beyond our control, whether it's the behavior of others, the outcomes of our efforts, or unforeseen challenges, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Mental toughness, Seneca teaches, begins with this realization. Control what is within your power and let go of the rest. By focusing only on what we can influence, we conserve our mental energy and create a more peaceful internal state. The more we practice this acceptance, the stronger our minds become, because we are no longer wasting energy on things we cannot change. The second lesson from Seneca that strengthens mental toughness is the concept of voluntary discomfort. Seneca believed that to prepare for life's inevitable hardships, one must occasionally subject oneself to minor discomforts by choice. Why? Because when we experience discomfort on our own terms, we train our minds to handle adversity when it arises unexpectedly. In Letters to Lucilius, Seneca writes about practicing austerity, suggesting that individuals occasionally adopt simple living habits, eating plain food, wearing basic clothing, or even sleeping on the floor. He wasn't suggesting this as a permanent lifestyle, but as a way to train the mind. When we voluntarily embrace discomfort, we remind ourselves that we can survive without luxury, without the conveniences we often take for granted. Consider modern examples of this practice. Taking cold showers, fasting, or challenging yourself physically through exercise are all ways to incorporate voluntary discomfort into your daily routine. These small, intentional hardships condition your mind to endure discomfort with calm and composure. By embracing voluntary discomfort, you gradually desensitize yourself to life's inevitable challenges, building resilience and mental fortitude in the process. Mental toughness is not the absence of pain or struggle. It is the capacity to endure them without being consumed by them. Through voluntary discomfort, we learn that we are stronger than we think, and we develop confidence in our ability to withstand whatever life throws at us. Next, let's explore the third lesson, cultivating self-control. For Seneca, mental toughness was intrinsically linked to the ability to control one's impulses and emotions. In a world filled with distractions, temptations, and stressors, it's easy to lose control of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. We might lash out in anger, give in to unhealthy habits, or allow anxiety to dictate our decisions. But Seneca believed that true power lies in mastering ourselves. He wrote, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." What does this mean in practice? It means that no external achievement, no amount of wealth or success, is as important as the ability to regulate your own mind. Without self-control, we are at the mercy of every passing emotion, every fleeting desire. Mental toughness requires discipline. When you feel the urge to react impulsively, to snap at someone in frustration, to procrastinate, or to indulge in an unhealthy habit, pause. Observe the impulse, but don't act on it immediately. This space between stimulus and response is where mental strength is built. The more you practice self-control, the more you realize that you are not a slave to your emotions or urges. Instead, you become the master of your own mind. Self-control is a muscle that strengthens with practice. Over time, you will find that you can remain calm in situations where others might panic or lose their temper. You will be able to make thoughtful decisions rather than impulsive ones. This is the essence of mental toughness, being in control of your inner world, even when the outer world feels chaotic. The fourth lesson from Seneca is the importance of living in the present moment. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, it is easy to become preoccupied with the future or dwell on the past. However, Seneca reminds us that true happiness and mental clarity are found in the present. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, he wrote. Yet how often do we find ourselves worrying about things that haven't happened or replaying past mistakes in our minds? This kind of mental chatter drains our energy and diminishes our ability to handle the challenges of the present. Mental toughness requires the ability to focus on the here and now. Whether you are at work, with your family, or engaged in a hobby, immerse yourself fully in that moment. Let go of distractions and give your complete attention to whatever task is at hand. By doing this, you conserve mental energy, reduce anxiety, and sharpen your mind. When challenges arise, being fully present allows you to approach them with clarity and focus, rather than being clouded by worries about the future or regrets from the past. This level of mindfulness is essential for developing mental strength because it enables you to stay grounded and resilient, no matter what life throws your way. The fifth lesson from Seneca that we can apply to mental toughness is the art of reframing adversity as opportunity. Seneca famously wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This mindset shift is crucial for developing mental resilience. Instead of viewing challenges as something to fear or avoid, Seneca encourages us to see them as tools for personal growth. When we encounter hardship, it's natural to feel frustrated or overwhelmed. However, what if we viewed each challenge as an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient? This shift in perspective changes everything. It turns adversity into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. For example, imagine you face a significant setback at work. Perhaps a project fails or a promotion doesn't go through. Instead of spiraling into negativity, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me better? By viewing adversity as a chance to grow, you cultivate a mental toughness that thrives on challenges rather than being defeated by them. This reframing requires practice, but it's one of the most powerful tools for building mental strength. Each time you encounter a difficulty, remind yourself that this is an opportunity to develop your resilience. The more you embrace this mindset, the more unshakable your mental toughness will become. The final lesson from Seneca is the practice of daily self-reflection. Seneca believed mental toughness is not something that comes naturally. It's something that is built through constant self-awareness and reflection. He made it a habit to review his actions, thoughts, and emotions at the end of each day, asking himself whether he had lived according to his values and whether there were areas where he could improve. This practice of daily reflection is a powerful way to cultivate mental resilience. By taking time each day to review how you responded to challenges, you become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses. You can celebrate the moments where you stayed calm and composed, and you can identify areas where you need to improve. For instance, if you lost your temper or gave in to stress, reflection gives you the opportunity to understand why it happened and how you can handle it better next time. This process of self-reflection is not about self-criticism. It's about self-improvement. It allows you to continually refine your mental habits, making you stronger and more resilient over time. By reflecting daily, you can ensure that you are always growing, always learning, and always moving toward greater mental toughness. This habit of self-awareness is key to mastering your mind and becoming the strongest version of yourself. Seneca's lessons on mental toughness offer a timeless guide for building resilience, clarity, and inner strength. Through acceptance of what we cannot control, voluntary discomfort, self-control, present moment awareness, reframing adversity, and daily reflection, we can cultivate a mind that is unshakable in the face of life's challenges. Mental toughness is not a gift but a skill that can be developed with practice, patience, and dedication. By applying these Stoic principles in your everyday life, you will find yourself becoming mentally stronger, more composed, and more prepared for whatever comes your way.